We've been brainwashed in recent years into thinking that you can actually inject youth. But I'm here to tell you, and you might not like it, that the more frozen, the more injected you are in younger years, the older you're gonna look later. Youth cannot be injected, but it can be restored, and I made that my mission. Simply freezing your expression or inflating your face with filler does not make your cells youthful. In the background, those cells are still degenerating, they're still aging, and your function is slowing down. And that's why I created functional beauty. That is how you learn how to reverse aging at a cellular level. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Nadia Ben-Shakroun, founder of thebeautydoctrine.com, and soon to launch the Beauty Doctrine reviews, where you'll be able to look up your favorite skincare products to see if they are actually skin compatible. But back to the topic at hand. After nearly 3 decades in the beauty industry, I got tired of the fluff, and as I hit 48 years old, I want to target aging at the root. I don't want to mask anything, and I'm here to share all of the tips and everything that I've uncovered from reading the science firsthand and of course interfacing with consumers. On this channel, you get to learn how to actually rejuvenate your skin and how to increase that energy, repair, and resilience through the entire system. So whatever you're doing on the inside is going to naturally reflect on your skin. And of course, the cherry on top is skincare, and that's my absolute expertise. I specialize in sensitive skin because I have it myself and because I've helped thousands of consumers overcome that sensitivity that's now very ubiquitous because of the overuse of all these actives. The beauty industry has had us apply more and more and more products, more actives, in pursuit of that renewed skin, that glass skin, but many of you are starting to realize that's really not the way to go. The only way to good skin is understanding your biology and working with your skin, not against it. So the first step always is to restore that barrier layer rather than cause sensitivity and breakdown with tretinoin, microneedling, and all of these harsh treatments and procedures that damage your skin and cause inflammation long term. So in this video, we're going to learn how to boost your mitochondrial energy for naturally firmer, tighter, and brighter skin. You'll also learn which topical ingredients, according to randomized trials, actually impact the skin. In a positive way, that is. And more importantly, how light, sleep, diet, and exercise impact your skin significantly. Stay till the end to find out how to get my age reversal guide for free. So, what is functional beauty in one sentence? Functional beauty makes you look younger by actually making you younger at the core. Once you power your mitochondria, the surface youth will just naturally follow. Rule number 1, move like your skin depends on it. When you're moving, when you're challenging your body, you're actually releasing growth hormones. Remember, you're probably seeing all that skincare with growth hormones in it. You don't need to be applying that topically. It barely works. What you need is to generate those growth hormones naturally in your body, and there is no better way than exercise. It's been shown in mouse and human studies that exercise attenuates age-related damage and preserves your dermal structure. You're not only building muscle, but you're also boosting your collagen. You're releasing more stem cells because when there's that damage, let's say when you break down the muscle, when you're really sore, that your body's releasing stem cells to repair. And guess what? You're not only repairing the muscle, you're also repairing the cellular damage at its roots. So instead of going for Botox, which actually causes rapid bone resorption, you're losing bone, which is the structure that keeps the skin up. Instead, just do 20 jumping jacks in the morning. That will help strengthen your bones. You can go for a 20-minute walk, do short sprints, take the stairs instead of the elevator. There are so many things that you can do, but keep moving. I've actually decided to start filming my videos standing. And so in between takes, I'm marching in place because I don't like how I have to sit for hours in front of my computer working. So while I'm stuck in the same spot, I don't have to be static. These are minor practices that have cumulative effects over time because remember, aging is a dynamic process. We're aging every minute, every second. If you build these healthy habits into your routine, you are guaranteed to age much slower. Second tip is to use therapeutic light intelligently. Near infrared and red light improve collagen density significantly according to clinical trials. They're non-invasive, painless, and super easy to use, so get yourself a high-quality red light therapy device. Did I mention it improves your mitochondrial energy, increases hydration, blood flow to the surface, bringing nutrients to the surface of your skin, and reduces inflammation. And speaking of light, while bringing the healthy, good light into our daily routine, we need to leave out the bad one. And that's the visible blue light, which induces what's called reactive oxygen species, basically just free radicals, which age your skin and cause hyperpigmentation. Where's blue light, you ask? It's in my computer, which I'm looking at right now. My screen's here, overhead blue light. That's partly why I wear a hat most of the time. But the most effective way to prevent that blue light damage is obviously to get covers for your screens and a cover for your face, and that's called a mineral tinted SPF. You'll find my top recommendations on thebeautydoctrine.com and very soon thebeautydoctrinereviews.com. My next tip is so important and yet most people ignore it, and it's called beauty sleep for a reason. Nothing, literally nothing can fix a bad night's sleep. At night is when our bodies are repairing and regenerating because we cause a lot of damage during the day. You got to allow ample time at night to restore. It's as simple as that. Think about those mornings when you feel like you need to pack up the makeup and you do it and you still don't look your best. And often those are the times when you don't get enough sleep. Chronic poor sleep directly correlates with intrinsic signs of aging, impaired barrier function, and slower recovery from stressors. So prioritize your sleep the same way you prioritize your serum or your SPF. Here are a few tips that can help. First one is to reset your circadian rhythm, and that means you wake up with the sun, and when it's dim outside, it needs to be dim inside as well. Your body starts getting those signals to release melatonin, which is the relaxation and sleep hormone. If your cortisol is up, if your sleep is disturbed and you really don't know what to do about it, there are so many supplements and tools that can help you balance out your hormones, relax, and go into that deeper REM sleep. And sleep, for me personally, has been my biggest struggle my whole life, and so I've been working so hard to restore it. So I'm successful certain nights and not others, depending on what's going on in my life, but I will share what works for me in the comments below. Next is diet. Your diet shows up on your face. I truly believe it's at least 70% of aging. I've experienced it. I've seen it just in my background growing up in Morocco, where the last generation, my generation now, or the younger generation, they used to focus so much on a healthy diet. Everything is organic, the right mix of vegetables with meats and olive oil and all these really healthy fats. And it shows on their skin. You don't see lots of wrinkles. Skin is super clear, it's glowing, and nearly wrinkle-free. If I was to highlight one food that's gonna get you closer to your best skin and one food that's gonna get you the farthest away, they're gonna be protein. That's the skin's foundation, truly. I actually have a course just about protein because it can be a little complex, you know, the good versus the bad and so on. And the worst food that's going to age you the fastest is sugar or anything that raises your insulin, aka carbohydrates. So the very best anti-aging diet is pretty much a healthy keto diet that's high in high quality protein and high quality fat. And I highlight with a very bright highlighter, high quality, because not all proteins are equal and not all fats are. In a large cohort of middle-aged women, they found that a high intake of vitamin C and a high intake of healthy fats was associated with fewer wrinkles, less dryness, more glow in the skin, and increased hydration. And I will link it all up below. Now, let's talk about topicals that are actually going to work for your skin without sensitivity. And no, it's not prescription retinoid. We avoid prescription retinoids at the Beauty Doctrine because they come with a really high risk of irritation, sensitivity, dryness, We still want that vitamin A, but just in low doses from over-the-counter retinols and retinoids that are clean. So clean matters. The actual ingredient and the formula matters. So in addition to a gentle source of vitamin A, we want that niacinamide on the skin, and the percentage matters. The higher the percentage of the niacinamide, the higher the sensitivity. So I only recommend a higher percentage, around 15%, to those that are trying to fade hyperpigmentation. For everybody else, you can stay around 5%, even 3% for those that are sensitive. And I have all of those percentages in products that I vetted that you'll find on thebeautydoctrine.com. The next proven ingredient to work is azelaic acid. So I love it so much for acneic skin, skin that tends to be red, pregnant women. Often when you're pregnant, you want to avoid most actives, but azelaic can be super helpful for your skin. And I love this one so much. It's tranexamic acid. So head to head with hydroquinone, which is the most prescribed, most toxic, sensitizing, terrible ingredient. We don't want it, you guys. If you're using hydroquinone, please grab your product and read the warnings on there. I've spoken about it very often. Back to the point, tranexamic acid versus hydroquinone, head to head, 5% tranexamic acid rivals 3 to 4% of hydroquinone. Take the risk of toxicity, inflammation, even ochronosis, which is when that pigmentation comes back with vengeance. So a lot of people that use hydroquinone long term, they end up with much darker pigmentation that's persistent. So stick with a good tranexamic acid. Layer it with a good vitamin C and niacinamide, and that is a winning formula for breaking down pigmentation. And we're talking about pigmentation in this video because it is a sign of aging. We age in so many different ways, not just by developing wrinkles. And whatever you do, do not get a vitamin C that's L-ascorbic acid and that's abundant. I know you're going to tell me it's very hard to find one that's not made with L-ascorbic acid. You can find a few choices that I found, 3 or 4 serums on my website. And currently my team is working so hard reviewing products that are going to go on the beautydoctrinereviews.com, so you can have more options to pick from and true consumer reviews as well. So please, once that website is launched, make sure to go in there, find your products. If you don't find them, ask me. Just request in the comments that I review your product. We'll add it on there, whatever it is that you're using or wishing to use, and you can go on there and leave a review for everybody else to learn from. The next active that can be very beneficial is peptides, or we can call that collagen when you take it on the inside. There are various studies that support the fact that collagen increases elasticity, hydration, and skin firmness, so there is no excuse not to take it. I don't recommend bovine or chicken. I strictly recommend wild-caught marine collagen. And of course, topically, a clean formula that has peptides, whether it's a serum or a cream. If you need specific recommendations, please just let me know and I'll be happy to respond. And I'll respond to your specific concerns in the comment. Time for some myth checks. Myth: Botox reverses aging. Absolutely not. Botox speeds up aging. The reality is it relaxes the muscle, but the underlying energy, collagen quality, microvasculature, pigment, and barrier remain untouched. With functional beauty, you change the inputs so they reflect on the output. When you apply these simple principles steadily and daily, you will actually look younger. Myth number 2, you need aggressive microneedling or chemical peels every few weeks. Huge myth, and that's how most people get damaged skin. Repeated wounding of the skin renders immediate results, so you're really happy to see that your skin is now looking a little glassy, a little bit brighter or even, or maybe the pigmentation has gone, but that repeated wounding of the skin causes much deeper damage, inflammation, and scarring that does not go away. So instead of creating chronic inflammation, aim at restoring function. Remember, your skin is just a living system. You figure out how to feed it and you are set up for success. Your pigmentation will fade because you're actually protecting your body with antioxidants and so on. You will look lifted because you actually are. You're not just inflating your face. And you will look smooth and hydrated because you're optimizing your hydration and your moisture. Share this video with a friend that thinks the only option is a needle. And if you like this content and want more relevant content, consider becoming a paid member, because that helps fund our efforts to bring you the best unbiased advice. And if you want free access to any of my guides, including the age reversal guide, just comment functional and I'll link it up for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful, take care.